Once upon a time, there was a magnificent golden castle on a silver cloud high up in the sky, which has nothing to do with it because our story is about an old woodchopper who lived in a shack. But it's a good way to start a fairy tale. The old man was very happy, but he had a daughter who was very unhappy because, well, she was rather plain.
Yes, plain ugly.
Papa says I've got a face like 5 miles of bad road.
Right.
It was time for her to marry, but because she was so fat and ugly, none of the young men of the kingdom ever came to ask for her hand. She was terribly lonely. Then one day the old man said to her,
Child, today is your birthday, and I've brought you something to keep you from being so lonely.
A man?
No, a mule.
Now, a mule wasn't exactly the kind of a companion she had in mind, but at least it was somebody to talk to.
Silly beast. I wonder if you were once a handsome prince changed into a mule by a wicked witch. If so, I could break the spell with a kiss.
But it was no use. The mule was a mule and always had been a mule. Then early one morning, the old man instructed his daughter to take a bundle of sticks into the village.
A bundle of sticks? What for?
How should I know? But somebody's always carrying a bundle of sticks around in fairy tales. You know that.
So the young girl took the bundle of sticks and decided to ride her mule into the village, and then a very strange thing happened. Unknown to her, the moment she climbed onto the mule's back, she changed into a beautiful maiden. When she reached the village, she could hardly believe her eyes, for a handsome young prince rode up to her on a snow-white horse and exclaimed,
"Ah, fair lady, you are truly the most lovely beauty in the land."
The young girl looked him in the eye and said,
What's the matter? You nuts or something?
With your permission, I should like to call upon you tonight, say 8 o'clock.
Flushed with excitement, she raced for home, but when she arrived and stepped off of her mule, she immediately returned to her fat little ugly self. That night, promptly at 8, the prince, sitting astride his white charger, knocked at the door.
Hello?
Is your sister home?
I don't have a sister. I live here alone with my father.
Oh, I must have the wrong house. Bye.
The poor girl was broken-hearted and couldn't figure out what had gone wrong. The following day, her father again asked her to go into the village, but this time to pick up a bundle of sticks.
It'll take your mind off all that ugly.
No sooner had she climbed upon her mule's back again than once again she was changed into a beautiful maiden. On her way to the village, she chanced to pass a clear, still pool of water, into which she saw her reflection and was shocked to see that she was now so very beautiful. She hopped off her mule for a closer look, and instantly she changed back into her former ugly self, and then she suddenly realized what had happened.
I get it now. This is a magic mule. As long as I sit on this beast, I'm a beauty.
She jumped back onto the mule, and the beauty and the beast dashed off to find the prince. When the prince saw her coming, he rode up to her on his gallant steed and said,
"Ah, lovely beauty, I found you again. Please say that you'll be mine so that we may be married."
Yes, but on one condition, that I remain on my mule at all times.
So be it, my love. And so that we start off on the right foot, I shall stay on my horse as long as you stay on your mule.
And thus they were married. As the years went by, the young girl was very happy, but having to sit on her mule day and night did pose quite a problem. She had to sleep in a special bed, bathe in a special tub, and eat at a special table. True to his word, the prince also stayed on his horse, and he was a good husband. Every Saturday night he took her dancing at the palace, where they were the most striking couple on the floor. Then one day, as she rode in the garden...
Oops! The wind blew my new bonnet off.
Not stopping to think, she hopped off of her mule to get the bonnet, and she immediately became ugly again.
Oh, good heavens, what have I done? I've got to get back on that silly mule before...
But it was too late, for just then the prince rode up.
Pardon me, old hag, but have you seen my wife? Wait a minute. This is her mule.
Yes, and I am your wife.
Realizing that she was trapped, the girl sadly confessed the whole story to her husband. But instead of being angry, he did an amazing thing.
Yahoo! Yippee!
I don't get it. Are you happy to find out that I'm really ugly?
Oh, no. I'm happy to know that I can finally get off this blasted horse. You see, I'm only a handsome prince when I stay on him.
With that, the prince hopped off his horse and...
You see? I'm as ugly as you are.
Eesh, uglier.
We were meant for each other.
Darling.
Sweetheart. And just think, no more saddle sores.
And so they were able to live happily ever after, which only goes to prove that a mule and his honey are soon parted